almost didn't come tonight. I told myself it was wrong to keep seeking you in the dark like this. That if I were truly faithful, I'd be asleep, not waiting for you, like some lovesick girl behind the cloister wall. But I think you already know that, don't you? The chapel feels different when it's dark. Like God sleeps and we're allowed to be ourselves and remember who we used to be. Do you know what I miss most? Sound. Not the grand kind. No organs or hymns. I miss the sound of someone saying my name, like it belongs to them. I wonder, do you ever want to break it? The silence. Say just one word. I talk too much. I always have, even in prayer, even now. They say silence is holy. But what if it's only holy because it hurts? They asked me yesterday if I'd take my final vows. Sister Heloise said it like an invitation and a warning all at once. I said I needed more time. She said I've had 10 years. You never said why you took your vows so young. I'd always imagined someone hurt you. Or maybe you hurt someone. Or maybe you just loved God better than I do. Whatever the case, I came here tonight to tell you. Not because I thought you'd answer, but because I wanted you to know. You're the reason I can't say yes. The vow is forever, and God deserves that. But so do you. There are nights I kneel before the cross and beg God to take it from me. This ache, this gravity, you. I ask him to make me pure again, to burn you out of my thoughts like incense from the rafters. And he is silent, like you. Do you think he punishes me by withholding answers? Or is silence the answer? I brought the rosemary you like, from the West Garden. I don't know why you like it so much. Scratches. It smells like memory and grief. But maybe that's why. Did I tell you I had a dream last night? You were there. Not in your habit, though. You wore a green dress. Your hair was longer, loose. I almost didn't recognize you. We were in a kitchen. Can you imagine that? A little one with copper pots and a crooked window. You were laughing. You never laugh out loud here. I tried to say something in the dream, something important. But you kissed me before I could. I woke up with a taste of rosemary in my mouth. I know you'd scold me if you could for saying such things out loud. I wonder what these chapel walls would say if they could speak, all the secrets they've heard. Maybe they'd say nothing. Maybe they'd sound like you. You never speak. Not once in 10 years. And still I hear more from you than I do from Sister Beatrice and her endless sermons. Do you remember when they put us in the garden together after the flood? All the novices were crying over by ruined hymnals and wet blankets. But you just knelt by the lilies, like they were children lost in the war. You held up one to the light, its stem broken in half, and said nothing. And I thought, there's someone whose silence means something. I think that's when I fell. I mean, when I knew. There's this desire, sister. And I don't know if it belongs to you, or me, or God. But it wakes with me. It walks with me. It sits next to me every morning, like you do. And says nothing and everything. Oh. You always do that when I'm about to cry. You touch my sleeve like a feather. Over the hand. As if to remind me that we're still here. Still in this world. Not the dreaming one with copper pots and green dresses. I won't take the vow. be asked to leave. But I can't make a covenant I would break every morning I see you sitting here, not saying a word. And I can't pretend anymore that I want to be married to something that doesn't look back at me. Listen. Please. If you want me to stay, say something. Even a breath. Even a sound. They all say your silence is a holy thing, a vow of penance. And I used to believe that. But now I think it's the way you speak to God without letting the rest of us hear. Or maybe it's the only way to survive here. Because this place breaks you. It breaks you with kindness, with rituals, with the slow starvation of your own body and desire, until all that's left is obedience and faith. Or the appearance of it. I was obedient once. When I first arrived here, I believed in burning. I fasted until my hands trembled from hunger. I stayed on my knees until they bled through my habit. And I prayed. God, how I prayed. I prayed for purity, for clarity, for him to take this thing from me, this longing, this unnatural longing. But every night, after all the prayers, all the pain, the only thing I could see was you. I know what they would say, if they knew. It's a test, a temptation, that love between two women is a distorted thing. But what they don't understand, what they refuse to understand, is that what I feel when I look at you is the same thing they say we should feel when we look at the cross. I feel reverence. I feel ache. I feel my soul pull towards you like a tide that cannot help itself. Do you remember the girl who left last summer? Sister Celeste. They said she had temptations of the flesh. They said she sought solace in forbidden arms. But what they didn't say was that she was seen kissing Sister Miriam behind the cloister garden. And what they didn't say, what no one said, was that they found a letter in her cell. A letter full of longing, trembling with the names of saints and hers. She wrote, "The only place I ever found God was in her hands." That letter. stole it, and it wrecked me. Because I understood it, down to the bone. I've read it more times than the Psalms. It didn't sound like sin. It sounded like worship. I used to think I loved God. Now I wonder if I just love the idea of being loved completely. Because if I loved him truly, I wouldn't want to touch your hand. I wouldn't wake with your name on my lips like a litany I'm too afraid to say aloud. What would they do if I kissed you? Would the crucifix weep? Would the angels turn their faces? Or would they finally speak? I look at your hands all the time. In the chapel, the garden, the refectory. They move like they're part of a separate prayer. So still, so deliberate. And sometimes I imagine them on me. Not in some vulgar way, just touching. Holding. I think even 1 second of that would undo me. Sometimes I wonder if we were sent as a trial or tribulation. You, the woman, with the face of a saint, and the vow of a ghost. What has become of me? I wasn't always like this. I used to be sure. When I was 17, I knelt at the feet of a marble virgin in a ruined basilica and thought I could feel God pulse beneath the stone. I believed that if I gave him everything, he'd make me simple, clean, clear. But the older I get, the more I understand that some things God makes are not meant to be simple. Like music or thunderstorms. Women like you. Do you know I watch you sleep sometimes? Not on purpose. I wake early. I pass your door. You lie perfectly still, like a saint in class. But your lips move, just slightly, like you're whispering something I'll never hear. I wonder what you dream. Do you ever dream of me? There you go, touching my sleeve again. As if even your silences have boundaries. But tonight I am tired of agonizing over that which I already know. I fasted. I flagellated. I've begged for mercy in 12 different tongues. But the truth is, I don't want to be saved from you. I want to be saved with you. I asked Sister Eloise what happens if someone confesses love for another woman. She looked at me like I'd spat blood on the altar. She said, then she must choose between the love of the flesh and the love of God. She didn't understand. This is the same love. It's the same surrender, the same reverence. When I look at you, I see God. See the way your silence carves a space into the world like prayer. I know you'll never say it. I know you made your vow with more certainty than I've ever had. But I have to say it. I have to let it live somewhere outside my body. Sister, I love you. I love you like the wind loves the bell tower, like night loves the flame. And if I leave the church, it won't be because I've lost faith. It'll be because I found it somewhere new. In your hands. These hands. You didn't pull away. Tell me with your hands. Tell me without breaking the vow. If you let me, I will give you everything. Not just my body, but the part of me I've hidden from the world. The part that still believes in miracles. May I kiss you? You taste like my name. If we are punished for this, if they cast us out, I will not weep. Because tonight, we are holy. And in your silence, I finally heard the